The World Rally Championship has arrived at a new location. Round 8 of the WRC is a huge step into the unknown. This is Rally Poland.
It's fast flowing over the crests.
At some places you are going faster than in Finland, for sure.
But the differences here is that they are softer, the roads are softer, not that many jumps as in Finland.
It's fast and narrow, sometimes in the forest, so you have some high grass on the side and you don't see the road.
When we are going through the stages second time through, I'm sure there's going to be really deep ruts from start to finish.
Ruts like this.
You need to just concentrate really a lot to keep the car in the ruts.
So when you're driving straight line, it's wheel spinning, you know, because it's on the some cars. Oh.
Last time out in Greece, the 2009 championship was blown wide open. The biggest crash of Sebastian Loeb's career and 0 points for Citroen's #1 leaves the championship door wide open for Mikko Hirvonen and Ford, who went on to win the rally.
Before race, I knew if I lose 10 points, I will still be leading. I'm still leading, but now it's a bit different, so it's important to finish.
For Greece, I was so far behind that I thought that we don't have any chance. Suddenly it happened, so we are back in the game. If I do well enough myself, it's still possible to catch him by driving, so I'm definitely going to be on the case now.
Despite a first day's scare for Jari-Matti Latvala in Greece, an incredible fight back saw him finish third, and once again he should be in the mix here in Poland. So in the Drivers' Championship, that rare no score for Loeb means that he's now just 7 points ahead of Hirvonen. Latvala's performance means he leapfrogs the Solberg brothers to fourth. Danny Sordo is third. While in the Manufacturers' Championship, Ford's maximum scores in Sardinia and Greece means they are now just 15 points behind early pace-setters Citroën. Rally Poland is based in the picturesque Polish Lake District to the north of the capital city Warsaw. The service park is situated in the town of Mikołajki. There are 18 stages with a total competitive distance of 352 kilometres. The championship leader Loeb was the first over the start ramp as Poland marked its return to the World Championship yesterday evening. And from there, he headed straight to the super special spectator stage. The spectacular opening to the event highlighted the popularity of the sport in this part of the world. 10,000 spectators filled every corner of the Mikołajki Super Special stage, and the world's greatest drivers certainly didn't disappoint with a committed display around the challenging 2.5-kilometre circuit. Sebastian Loeb took first blood in the championship race, a full second ahead of Mikko Hirvonen. But it was Petter Solberg who claimed top honours and soaked up the big crowd atmosphere. The biggest cheer was for local hero Krzysztof Holowczyk, driving for Stobart VK this weekend. The 1997 European champion is one of Poland's most famous drivers. And as a former winner of his home event, here he is to tell us a little bit more about the opening day's action.
First day is a 116 case. I think it's a really easy first stage for us. It's a grabówka. It's very technical, very fast. It's a nice stage. Second is a pianki. Last 7 kilometers is like in Finland. Very nice road, for sure, very wet on the moment. Third stage on the Friday is the longest stage on the rally. I think it's for the drivers will be very hard because it will be big track. Ground is very soft. And on this wet condition it will help us only to have a high car, like a Dakar car.
The first test of this challenging event is the 12-kilometre Grabovka stage, and with heavy rain in recent days, the feeling is this sandy surface could cut up a lot. First on the road then could be the best place to be, which is good news for Sebastian Loeb. Rally Poland is go. After Seb's accident in Greece, the Frenchman needs an immediate response to regain the initiative in the championship race. He begins with a slight concern, though, after overheating problems the previous evening. See how fast-flowing and undulating these stages are here. Mikko Hirvonen, fresh from his first win of the season, is brimming with confidence. The Finn is now just 7 points behind his rival, and that driver's title is very much within his sights. Mikko normally goes well on new events as well and should love these flowing stages. Mikko is on the attack right from the off.
Miinus 150, oikein täysennetty sisältä, 120 yli, vaan se eri kivi sisällä tilaa. 150 oikein loimalyppy kesken, sidon jatkuu lyhyt oikein, tiukka yli lypyn, jatkuu oikein.
Third on the road is Dani Sordo. The Spaniard has failed to score drivers' points in 2 consecutive rallies, and the pressure is on to help Citroën make up some of the ground they've lost in the Manufacturers' Championship. A lot of Ford's recent resurgence has been down to this man, Jari-Matti Latvala. Finn's form since his dramatic accident in Portugal has enabled the Blue Oval to stage an impressive fight back. With many of these roads similar to those of Finland, this event should suit the 24-year-old too. Petter Solberg comes into stage 2 as the rally leader, but in his 2006 spec Citroën Zara, he will struggle to match the works drivers for pace in these flat-out stages. It won't dampen the Norwegian's competitive spirit though, and he's already attacking hard in Grabovka.
Keep right of a crest into cut, 1 left plus Avlar. Straight right open.
With little loose gravel around, the sandy surface means Loeb doesn't have his usual road sweeping problem, and it's looking like a strong start for the world champion.
Droite à fond, sur gauche 140 moins mi-long d'Annie. Gauche 140 moins mi-long d'Annie, 100 mètres. Droite 130 plus mi-long.
That's the first stage cleared in a time of 6 minutes 50.2 seconds. At the end though, he's still worried about his engine.
Sebastian, you're just taking a look at the data in the car. Everything okay?
Overheating. I don't know. But it's different from yesterday. Yesterday it was overheating on the stop, and now it's going down on the stop, so I don't know.
Loeb sounding concerned then, and with road order tactics unlikely to feature due to this sandy surface, we should have a straight fight this weekend, and Hirvonen is really pushing here. Into the flying finish, can he beat Loeb? Yes, half a second quicker. He's now the same gap away from the world champion and currently second.
Oh, it's just so fantastic. It's so fast, every place that I'm sure this is how close it's going to be whole weekend. It's going to be fantastic.
Mikko certainly enjoying himself back in the States. The early split times have been a little slower from Dani Sordo. He's 4.2 seconds slower than Hirvonen, and there are concerns for Dani too at the end of the stage.
The road is really, really fast. At the end, I think it's cleaning a little bit, but not a lot. And I had a problem with the temperature of water. It's really high. I don't know what happened, but at the moment it's okay, but it's really high.
Early problems for the Citroën boys, and Latvala's looking spectacular here, just like one of Finland's famous jumps. He's fast approaching the finish boards. And he might struggle to match his teammates' time here. No, not quite. 3.1 seconds slower than Mikko. Jari-Matti slots into third on the leaderboard, 4.2 seconds behind his teammate. An early reshuffle after stage 2 then. Petter Solberg, the quickest man through Thursday's Super Special, falls down to 5th, while Loeb and Hirvonen have resumed their duel at the front. The Frenchman has the upper hand at the moment. And the battle between the WRC's Big Two continues after the break. Welcome back to the All-in Platinum 66th Rally Poland, where Sebastian Loeb and Mikko Hirvonen are battling for supremacy. Loeb currently leads by just half a second over his great rival. He's lost some ground in the high-speed Pianki stage, though, and he slips behind Mikko, although it's still incredibly tight. Just 0.3 of a second separate the two men, and Seb is fighting hard to respond in stage 4.
Sur droite à fond, sur gauche 130 bon, sur droite 149.
Oh! Another big moment for Loeb. That was a strange incident, but something is clearly broken under the car. Taking another look from outside, there's a big impact at the right front that immediately throws the car off the road. Inside the car, there's no mention of any obstacles from Daniel Elena, and instant surprise when the impact happens there. The guilty party is a half-buried tree stump. You can see how it could have been missed on the recce. The result, a sheared bolt on the steering arm. And for the second consecutive rally, it's an early exit for Loeb. What an impact this could have on the championship race. Because with Hirvonen charging hard, not far behind in the stage, the Finn will now be the huge favourite to claim another win. He already moved into the lead on stage 3. There is Loeb on the side of the stage, and Mikko's line similar as he passes the scene of Loeb's accident, but he's okay. The difference between winning and losing, just a few centimetres.
You're not meant to arrive first on the road. What's happened?
Sebastian was off the road. It didn't look too bad, but he was off the road far. And you know, after that I took it very, very steadily. I wasn't pushing at all. I didn't want to do the same mistake. So strange.
Strange indeed, Mikko, and this could also enable Ford to make more gains in the manufacturer's title race if Jari-Matti Latvala can maintain his strong run of finishes. It's looking good so far. Jari-Matti's fastest through the 33 kilometres of Paprotki and is up to second following Loeb's exit. Once again, the pressure is firmly on Dani Sordo's shoulders to secure a good finish for Citroën and ensure they do take some points in the manufacturer's championship. Oh, but an overshoot for Sordo there. He needs to calm down here. Unsurprisingly, following this mistake, he's slower than the Ford boys again. It's been a good start for Evgeny Novikov. The Russian border not too far away. This is the closest the 18-year-old will get to racing on home soil, and he's already up to 5th.
Attention, crest middle, right 0 very short, left 0 very short, 40 straight, crest middle, 50.
Terrific commitment from the youngster here.
Top, left 0 very short, right 0 very short, attention, crest immediate, left 1 very narrow.
Oh, but he's off too!
No.
He and co-driver Dale Moscat are still going.
3 corners.
But they could have done some damage there. Some nearby fans caught the action. Scary moment for Novikov. They have continued on into the stage, but there's clearly something wrong with the car. He's all over the place at the moment.
Hang on. Right 1 hard.
Even taking out the yellow boards that mark the start of the flying finish there.
Lock the diff. Oh, not too much throttle. Just get through the finish. Nice and slow, nice and slow.
They've made it to the end of the stage, but have lost around 50 seconds in there. Petter Solberg's had an uncharacteristically quiet morning so far. Only 11th fastest through stage 3. He finds more pace through Paprotki, though. He's 5th in the stage and up to 5th overall. But for once, he's not the leading Norwegian. That honour belongs to Andreas Mikkelsen. The young privateer is appearing in a Skoda Fabia for the first time and is certainly impressing in his first WRC outing of 2009. 4th fastest through stage 4. He's just over 19 seconds behind Dani Sordo. Back in the stage, Daniel Elena is left to analyse another costly error.
It's no chance for in this moment. It's on a straight, a little wood inside that it's when he passes and it blocks the suspension and stopped directly.
So like a tree stump?
Tree stump, yeah, but little, not big, and you don't see that and Ricky and you pass and I see Rosberg touch the same and he passed. It's unlucky for us.
Broken suspension has also ended Novikov's day, and with no Loeb on the leaderboard, it's a Ford 1-2 again, with Hirvonen 2.4 seconds ahead of his teammate and Sordo 3rd. Further back, Sebastian Ogier, Henning Solberg and Matthew Wilson round off the top 8. Back at the service park in Mikko Aiki, and once again, Loeb is trying to work out where it all went wrong.
Yeah, it happened that in the 3rd stage of the day, the start of the stage, in a right-hander, it was a stump nearly on the road, just a bit in the sand on the side, and that I didn't see. I didn't have it in the notes. Danny didn't have it. Ogier didn't have it. No one knows about that, and I just hit a bit and broken the suspension.
So it was a problem with the notes then?
No, I see, no one has it in the notes. It was just a bit covered by sand. I think it's just a question of bad luck, I think.
Well, at least we have a tree stump inside the corner where he went off, so I think maybe he didn't have that in his notes, and he hit that one with the front wheel maybe, and then went off the road. You know, I just slowed down. I thought, okay, it can be very tricky, and it's a new rally, so you don't have all the rocks and tree stumps on your notes. So I just took it steady and made sure I just finished the stage.
Back up to the stages for the afternoon loop, and Ford's Flying Finns will hope to extend their advantage out front. It's out to the 12-kilometre Grabovka for the second pass, and as expected, the soft sandy surface is fairly rutted in some areas. It's going to be tough going for rally leader Mikko Hirvonen, but the Finn is completely focused on the road ahead. As Loeb already found to his cost, getting the lines perfect is crucially important here. Interestingly, Latval has opted for a slightly lower suspension setting than his teammate. A bit of a risk on these rutted roads, but it's worked well in stage 5. He makes up a second on Mikko. Rally Poland is really serving up some terrific action. Full commitment here from Citroen's Danny Sordo. It looks incredibly quick, but Danny is off the pace of the Fords again through stage 5. Back to the fight at the front, and in the heavily rutted Pianki stage, Latval's lower suspension may not work as well. He needs to beat that target time to move into the lead. No sign of the flying finish boards, and he's already slower. He'll lose a fair amount of time to Mikko in here. Yeah, that really was an incredible effort from Hirvonen. Latvala now 9.6 seconds behind his teammates. Further back, Andreas Mikkelsen is still looking strong in his privately entered Skoda. The Norwegian is clearly relishing getting back behind the wheel of a World Rally car. He's currently running in a fantastic 4th. Norway's rallying superstar Petter Solberg is not far behind though. Petter throwing his Zara over these jumps, and the 2003 world champion gets past his compatriot on stage 6.
Slight left, 6 right minus, 1 left. 1 right.
This is where we're at then. After stage 6, Hirvonen still leads the way, having stretched out his lead over Latvala. Sordo is third, with a fairly big gap to the rest of the field, which is now headed up by Petter Solberg. But no Loeb on that leaderboard after that stage 4 incident. The reigning world champion's day is over. Welcome back to Poland. We've been served up some blisteringly quick action here. Mikko Hirvonen is out front, and with the leading pack on their way to the final stage of day 1, we can round up the action further back. Henning Solberg is 6th on that leaderboard. He had been struggling to find the right setup on his Ford Focus to match the conditions of this new rally this morning, but has got up to speed in the afternoon loop. He's already passed Sébastien Ogier and is closing up on the men fighting for 5th. Ogier is in confident mood, having claimed a career-best 2nd place finish in Greece, but he's not quite got to grips with Poland's flat-out flowing roads just yet. He was fortunate to get away with this stage 4 spin, and he remains in 7th for now. Matt Wilson has been using the knowledge of co-driver Scott Martin, who has previous experience of Rally Poland, to help him on the high-speed forest roads. The British driver is steadily building his confidence and is still close enough to Ogier to mount a challenge of the Frenchman's position. Just outside the point-scoring places is Konrad Rautenbach. The multiple African rally champion is taking a cautious approach to some of Poland's frighteningly quick stages, but is ideally positioned to mount a charge into the point-scoring places. 3-time Rally Poland winner Krzysztof Holowczyk is flying the Polish flag proudly in 10th in his Stobart VK Ford Focus, despite a spin and a stall that cost him valuable time earlier in the day. Mats Osberg has been struggling to find the best setup for his Subaru Impreza. A spin early in stage 4, a sign that he's not entirely at ease. The Norwegian is currently running down in 11th. Back to the front runners now, and it's been a perfect day so far for Ford, and in particular, Mikko Hirvonen. The Finn has excelled on these spectacular roads and is on the attack again in stage 7, the second run through Prapotki. Spectacular stuff from Hirvonen, and it's looking like another strong run through the day's final stage. Sordo, meanwhile, is doing all that he can to keep the pressure on the Ford boys. He's slipping further adrift with every passing stage, though, and has been slower than Mikko in the early splits of stage 7. He may soon be forced to settle for third spot. With Ford Finns running in the top 2 spots, Jani-Matti Latvala is unlikely to put too much pressure on his teammate to push for the rally lead. After losing over 8 seconds to Mikko in the previous test, he's back on the pace in here, though. Incredible view from Jani-Matti's front bumper here. As is often the case, Petter Solberg is the best of the rest behind the full works drivers. The Norwegian is already over half a minute behind Sordo, but needs to keep one eye on his young compatriot Andreas Mikkelsen, who's just 1.1 seconds back. The Skoda privateer has been complaining of differential problems this afternoon, though. And there does seem to be a problem here for Andreas. He's got a very sick engine. Eventually, Mikkelsen has to admit defeat and pull over. It's a disappointing end to a terrific return to action for the 20-year-old driver. The star of the day, though, has undoubtedly been Mikko Hirvonen. The final stage is cleared without drama, and it was another impressive time. A good day in the office for Ford's #1.
Is it really what you expected at the end of day 1 to be in the lead?
Yes, it is. But of course, I was expecting Sebastian to be here as well, but we still have quite a big fight with Sordo and Jari-Matti. I think they are pushing quite hard on this one. I took this one a little bit more steadier than the stage before, so we'll see how they do it.
Confident now tomorrow morning, first on the road?
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to be fine.
One last chance for Latvala to make up some ground on his teammate on this opening day then. The 24-year-old using all of the road as he closes on the finish boards. He could beat Mikko again in here. Yes, it's another fastest time for Latvala and co-driver Mika Antila, but they only make up 0.7 of a second on Hirvonen. The leaderboard after the opening day of Rally Poland is looking very promising for Ford. They've locked out the top 2 spots again, with Sordo just under half a minute behind Latvala. Then comes the Solberg brothers with Sebastian Ogier, Matt Wilson and Conrad Rautenbach finishing off the top 8.
So, Jari, did things go according to plan this afternoon for you?
Yeah, they did. Went really well. No problems at all. Very satisfied. I think only the stage 6 I was losing to Mikko like 9 seconds, almost 9 seconds, 8.2 or something. And it's amazing time from Mikko. It was a very fast stage, and I thought that I didn't do any mistakes, but the time was not so good.
It's important to finish and to take the points, no? But I don't know. It's difficult, but I try. I don't take 100% the risk, but I try to go fast for try some second with Hirvonen or Latvala, but it's really difficult.
This could be a crucial day in the season.
Could be, but it's still 2 days to go, and you know it's going to be difficult tomorrow. New rally anyway, and it's so fast and narrow that you very easily make small mistakes. So we still need to be careful.
It's been a dramatic opening day on Poland's return to the WRC, with Loeb's run of misfortune continuing. The world champion will be back under the Super Rally rules tomorrow, but the Ford boys are very much in control at the front. Find out if they can stay there on WRC.com, and we'll be back tomorrow with the Day 2 action.